All right, all right. It's that time again. It is time for Lol Cow Alpha. We're going to try out this new track from Pops. Let's hit it.
Heads up, losers. The thing about alphas is they aren't the proverbial top dog. There is an omega, and that mother is based as fall. Sit down right now, running out in your box. Pop skunk on the rise, is it really a shock? Didn't see him coming, bet is ready or not. Or you think he missed, then you better recount the shots. And Pops never misses. Dead to rights. Big out. Fed him in the rafters, running the tech shit. No, he's not a beta, but you call him a bass bitch. Horses in the stable, might be where your girl is. You don't love me yet, but hey, your mom did. Oh yeah, your mom did. Your mom did. Now you're my stepkids. Wipe your mom's lips.
All right, guys. I got to extend that intro a little bit. I got to get the if we're going to use that song, had to censor it just a smidge, make sure that the algorithm didn't have an issue with it. But welcome to Local Alpha. The voice is a little bit back, and I'm going to jump into the studio. We're going to get with Pops, and we're going to get you going. All right, Pops, what is going on, brother?
Same shit every day, man. Greatness.
All right. We eat and we piss greatness for breakfast. Oh, I ran out of
The
breath
only way
there.
I take my Cheerios.
Okay, so couple new updates. Phantom is going to start doing, I had the wall on my desk over here. And what Phantom's going to start doing is back in the day, he worked at a little place called Circuit City that doesn't exist, and new releases happen on Tuesdays. So we're going to do an album of the week. This week's recommendation, System of a Down's Hypnotize and Mesmerize. It's a double album, but if you haven't heard it, last official album, full album release by System of a Down. Check it out. It'll be on my desk all week. We'll change it out. And we're looking for your album suggestions too. Get it out to all the other super alphas out there. Whew.
Listen, music is as omega as it gets. Everything is done to music. You should have your own fucking soundtrack in your head. You should just walk around all day with music in your head from great fucking albums that are your soundtrack. What's that fucking album?
So mine is literally going to be Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, depending on my mood that day. I have been a Led Zeppelin nut since I was a kid. I literally tracked down a first pressing of Zeppelin 1 on vinyl.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's some omega search engine shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
I went around to flea markets, thrifts, things of that nature just to find that, because honestly, that gets me going, And John Bonham, I hate to say it, one of the greatest drummers to have ever lived.
Agreed. Unarguably. But see, as much as I love bands, I follow greatness. and any album that Maynard Keenan appears on is a great album. Whether we're talking A Perfect Circle, Tool, Maynard Keenan is a go.
So I was never the biggest Tool fan. I'll be
That's
100.
why you're a Tool.
Okay, well, I actually went and saw him 2 years ago on my birthday, live in concert for the first time. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, blew me away the showmanship on stage. It wasn't Kiss levels that when I saw Kiss in 2019, the End of the Road tour. It wasn't that level, but it was a completely different vibe. And it gave me a better understanding and a much more deeper respect for some of the off radio hits of Tool. Now, we all know Maynard is, or for those that don't know, Maynard does not come basically in front where anybody can see him during any of the Tool
No,
concerts. It was the
no.
wildest thing because he sat behind a screen. You knew he was there, you could see the shadow, but yeah.
And sometimes he'd have an array of subtle costuming, that make him alien reminiscent, demon esque, whatever the song needed is what he was. But the production value of a Tool show, even if you're not a Tool fan, just
Oh,
go
yeah.
for the sheer spectacle of it. And it's a great show.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, shout out to everybody in the chat. Drop some of your recommendations for favorite albums, and we can get into discussions about that. But, Pops, I got to ask you, did you see what happened in the pit today?
Unfortunately, I was recovering from my birthday festivities this morning, and they kind of carried over.
Ooh. So, Wild Night? Wild Night?
Uh, a gentleman doesn't disclose NDAs.
You heard it here first, ladies. Pops was out being Pops, being the Omega that he says he is.
Right, ladies. Allegedly. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We need to get familiar with that word here. Allegedly. Okay? Allegedly.
Red Harlow says Love Gun by Kiss is the GOAT. That is I'm torn between Destroyer and Love Gun. I mean, Destroyer was such an amazing album. I'll tell you something. Okay, somewhere in all my cloud storage, I have videos. I took my ex-wife to the Kiss concert, and it was her first ever like hard, heavy rock concert. And like I was like, by the end of it, we walked down, and I was like, you're never gonna see anything that tops that because the amount of pyro that they used in that show, I would have to say, was close to $100,000. I mean, it was insane. But
And cumulatively took 100,000 years off everybody's life with the exhaust from it, but
at the
it's okay.
same time, I mean, look, this is a band that started in New York in the middle of the glam rock, revolution, and they made it wearing black and white paint, getting out there and doing everything. And that's why, even though every single one of the people that usually are shitting on me, that's why I don't give up. That's why I keep on, because at the end of the day, you know what? You gotta grind. And that's what it means to be an alpha, to never give up, to keep on going. But
Ace Frehley was just in the news recently. He's in the hospital in some pretty
he
bad shape.
passed away over the week.
Oh,
Shout
I did
out
not see that.
to the spaceman. Yeah.
One of the greatest is gone, folks. Moment of silence. Amen.
Angie said she saw Kiss 5 times, my all-time favorite band. No shit, Angie. I would have never guessed that out of you. That is wild. Shout out to you. Damn, 5 times? I was just happy to get it on my bucket list. I saw him in Dallas before COVID, and I was like, if this is the end of the road, I'm not gonna miss it. So, but I
Yeah, if you
did.
wanna,
Go ahead.
if if you want a deep dark secret into some pops lore, uh, Ozzy is my all-time favorite artist of all time, and I never got to see him, not once.
Oh, yeah. I never got to see Ozzy. I got to see Heaven and Hell, but I never got to see actual Sabbath. So I got to see Dio. So I mean, Dio, Ozzy. I mean, they're both gods. So
Everybody needs to thank Ronnie James Dio for one thing.
what's that?
This,
Yep,
this right here.
that is exactly right.
This became the symbol of rock and roll. But do you know what it was to him? His grandmother getting ready to beat his ass because she was putting the old maluki on him, the old mayuk. You know what I mean? The old evil eye. My evil eye is on you.
It's that
So
Greek evil
yeah,
eye. Yep.
this ain't the devil, baby. This is Grandma's warning.
All right. I do have something that I wanted to bring up real quick. So, as some of you guys may know, yesterday I had a bunch of shit all over my face. I had a little bit of an accident. My neighbor started my backyard on fire. And so I actually took some video of the aftermath and what literally started a quarter acre on fire. So Red Harlow says, I saw Ozzy sing Bark at the Moon during the eclipse back in 2017. Holy shit. All right.
We
And
really need an Omega sound for news like that. When we hear some shit like that, like we need an Omega sound. Like
yeah.
that's Omega shit.
I'll have to check my soundboard because I got a few on my deck here. But let me share this out. So, come to find out, mind y'all, it was my neighbor trying to burn out a fucking stump. That's what started this blaze. So I am going to, and shout out to the local fire department for being here and stopping this from clearing my field and taking out my neighbor's house, but also shout out to them for getting it under control as quickly as possible. So I'm going to hit play on this. And we are going to. This is everything that burned in my pasture, my back pasture, all because somebody was trying to burn out a stump. Yeah.
The stump doesn't look very burnt.
No, it was actually still smoldering when the fire department left. Basically, they had stuck a fire starter into a knot in the bottom of that root because during the hurricane, the tree had fallen over and basically they cut it off. And I've been fighting them for months. Well, actually, over a year now to get over and come take care of their damn tree. And they were not willing to come over and take care of it. So I was like, you know what? Next time I'm back there and I'm dragging stuff back, I was going to cut it up for firewood. It's pine. It burns quick. It's a softwood. Well, little did I know that, they were going to do this. And basically, the wind was blowing just enough that it jumped and basically burned underneath and came across. So, and yeah. So, and my dad was out there, being a retired 30-year firefighter. He's sitting there inspecting. He's like, "All right, kid, you got a hot spot here," and he was helping me, teach me because he likes to teach. My dad is a teacher. He's like, "Oh, this is how we do a brush fire." He's like, "You're lucky they got here and that we live so close to the fire department because," he's like, "you saw the brake line," and he's like, "black is your friend," and explaining all these firefighter terms. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." So, nothing? You've never had anything like that, Pops?
No, I tend to find property that's far away from other people because idiocy is like kryptonite to me.
Well, I did have all this room around me, and thank God that happened on my back pasture. But they've been developing all around us. It's part of the reason why we have giant ass raccoons out of nowhere because they tore down all the damn forests. And so now they're looking for any type of trees.
That could be taken horribly if out of context. So we're gonna
What, the
move past the raccoon
raccoons?
story. Yeah, 100%, hundred
Oh, no,
percent.
no, no,
We're
no.
getting
No,
way too
you're
close.
thinking you're thinking the wrong way. I'm talking about fat
But
raccoons like up north.
my career started here, getting banned because I said black beans. Okay, black beans in Spanish, and just because I put a little hillbilly twang on
You were skirting the line there, Pops. You were skirting the line. I mean, I get
it.
it,
Right,
but
right. So instantly, I'm very wary of skirts in the LCU, and we're skirting. So like, ham it up and let move past the raccoons.
no, those fat motherfuckers sit up in the tree above my house, and I'll hear them jump down on my roof, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" 3 in the
That's
morning.
some horror movie shit. That's some horror movie shit. I don't know if
I
anybody's ever had some big shit land on their roof, but that's some horror movie shit.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Speaking of, I kind of put something together because it is kind of spooky season, and I wanted to talk about. There's all these horror movie killers out there, but IGN did an article a few years ago ranking the top 31. And, I put it together. I don't agree with it, and I wanted to run it by you, Pops, and think and see what you thought because I think these need to be reordered, honestly. I don't think that the order that they
So
gave us. What's that?
you're telling me some millennial twerp put together a list of what he thought the greatest horror film characters were based on his Disney upbringing.
Pretty much, yeah. So, who do you think is at
Nah,
number 1? Just out of curiosity, and before we get into it, chat, who do you think is at number 1 out of on this list? Because it's pretty damn obvious that it's just people that have only gone through mainstream.
for me, number one would have to be Michael Myers. How do you stop him? He's human. He's not supernatural like Jason Voorhees. He's not
Well,
in your dreams. He's he's legitimately the most scary horror film character because he doesn't die and he doesn't forget and he keeps coming back. He's the personification of the death snail theory. You know what I mean?
I get that. But here's my argument. My number one, believe it or not, would be Jigsaw. Because hear me out, okay? Michael Myers, yes, he does come back and he is quote unquote human. But if at the end of the day, there is that supernatural, pull, why does he keep coming back? And it's been proven. Whereas Jigsaw, that's his brain. That's the brain. And he set up enough things ahead of time and for after his passing that it would continue on.
Counterpoint, he had accomplices.
He did. But ultimately, he did not do the killing.
No,
He
but
gave you a choice. Okay.
yeah,
So,
that's the scary shit. He gave you a choice. You can get out of it. Michael Myers, like, fuck you, you're dead.
Lego Kenobi said Art the Clown. See, I am still behind on the Terrifiers. I know who Art
He's
the
cute.
Clown is. I have not
Adorable.
seen them. So,
Adorable. I laughed the whole way through all of them. They're great.
are they?
One of the best comedy. Oh yeah, one of the best comedy films I've ever seen.
Now, see, my first big horror dude was Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll be 100% honest. And I've told this story because I grew up in the 80s and my parents lived in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, we were very limited on TV. So we had a lot of VHS, home recorded VHSs from, years before. Well, there was one VHS we had that had cartoons on it. And me and my brother would watch it all the time. And one day we forgot to turn it off. And it went to static. And then right after it, it comes in about a quarter of the way into Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. And I was like, damn, because it was that part where the sexy nurse is there and the kid's trying to riz her up and she spits out her tongue and ties him to the bed and the bed drops out and it's just hell underneath. And I was like, that fucking scared the shit out of me. And that was after I was like 5 and got introduced to Chucky because the original Child's Play came out back then. So, and it kind of leads to the talk of, wow, you think about it, the late 80s, early 90s, us kids back then, we had exposure to things that people would be like today, oh my God, somebody call the cops. They're showing their kids this shit.
Yeah, listen, I the most terrifying movie for me ever in history, and not for the reason you think, was Aliens. Now, this is because I'm a 7-year-old boy. Aliens comes out, and of course, it's scary to a little kid like that, right? So we lived by train tracks. Train goes through at night. The shadows are passing by my window. Automatic flashback. I go to take off over into my parents' room and get doubly scarred as I see my dad's naked ass flail off of my mom, uncovering
Wow.
her to cover himself back up. I never went in my parents' room again for anything. I would rather die of dehydration.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to number 31, The Babadook. Okay. So I actually am going to give you their synopsis. So, according to this, it's a demonic entity that haunts a single mother and aggressively annoying child until both reach their breaking point. Between the children's book that just won't go away and that terrifying phone call, The Babadook has easily claimed his spot again among the most memorable and frightening horror villains of the past decade. Honestly, I call cap on
He's
that.
creepy.
I
He's
mean, yeah,
crappy. I mean, he's creepy.
he's
He's creepy.
creepy, but I mean, the Babadook is not, when you say horror icons, that is not who I think of. Shout out to Stick Solid, welcome. My two favorite are probably Blair Witch and Brokeback Mountain, both equally disturbing in their own ways. Yeah.
Tell me how to quit you.
Brokeback Mountain being a horror movie. Well, it sure isn't considered.
Only if you're the Marlboro man.
I personally did not find the Blair Witch Project scary. I was more, if you compare the first two movies, I was more in love with the second Blair Witch, which gets shit on so goddamn much. But it was Book of Shadows, Jeffrey Donovan, and nothing you saw in that movie was true, and you find out at the it's a mind fuck. It is a straight up mind fuck if you have never seen it. So,
Well, listen, you have to think how we were sold that film, though. That was sold to us as found footage.
I get that, and it was 99, and they had the
I was
website.
pissed.
I was in high school. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, this looks good. I mean, hell, Scream 3 came out on my 17th birthday. That was what I wanted to do for my 17th birthday. I could go to a rated R movie on my own. Did I go see it? No, I got busy doing other shit. All right. So they've got Jigsaw at number 30. I disagree. I think John Kramer should be way higher. I personally.
Question. Are they just dumb? Are they calling Billy Jigsaw? Like, is John Kramer later?
No, I get it. I mean, Billy is the puppet, but he's the most iconic piece of the Jigsaw lore.
That scares me more than John did, but I get what you're saying.
Oh my God. By the way, if you haven't noticed and you're in the Discord, which if you haven't joined, Cash Cow or Higher to any of your favorite Lol Cow shows, we are not partnered yet, but you know who did get partnered today? Rebel. But what I was going to say is that frickin' Discord has new notification sounds for Halloween. And it was throwing me off all day. I'm sitting here working, banging out emails, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It sounds like them bones, them dry bones. So.
I haven't heard that in forever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It just got me. It just got me. Sorry.
All right. Let's see.
But yeah, no. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's cat as fuck.
Where would you put Jigsaw on a list of 31?
If you had to put him
10?
on a list of 31, obviously, maybe top 5.
Okay.
The psychology of it puts him there. You know what I mean? There's bad guy through acts, and then there's bad guy through thoughts, and they're like thoughts scare me. Like, yeah, you're gonna hurt me, but
yeah, but
this
think about it. You have to make the choice yourself whether you want to basically atone for your sins or not. Let's see. Stick Solid.
Don't forget, he's asking you to do this hungover because he just had you drugged.
True.
So you're hungover and you got to do this shit.
So Stick in the chat said Babadook was okay. My favorite part was when the mother was rubbing her stench. Yeah. and the annoying kid busted in, interrupting her, and she got choked. So, Dead Score, shout out, sir, said Cannibal Holocaust was the same thing. It was the first found footage movie to be banned from multiple countries. I do know about this one. And the director had a warrant for his arrest. Have you ever heard about this? It is actual,
I,
quote unquote, found footage of a cannibal tribe.
yeah, yeah. And then there was the Green Inferno. They made a movie loosely based on those events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's wild that, it's, I mean, the fact that it even came out, you know.
yeah, yeah, 100%. But Kevin Wendell Crumb here. Oh, yeah, that's a
So,
bad guy on a bunch of different levels.
did you expect when you got to the end of that for it to be part of the Unbreakable universe? Like, I think that was the
No,
biggest thing. I mean, having, what was it, 27 or 28 different personalities inside of you?
right,
Jesus.
right.
I mean, we talk about people having voices in their head, what is it? Bipolar, having the borderline personality disorders and things of that nature. Now, this motherfucker is just he's psychotic.
Yeah. Yeah, I pitched an idea to NBC one time about a sitcom about his other personalities on the inside. You know what I mean? When they don't have the light, uh, they just threw me out. So I guess that wasn't a good.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest part of the fact that what sells it is James McAvoy. James McAvoy
Yeah,
plays such a good range. I mean, absolute good range of just everything from, you know, psychotic to gentle, mellow, things of that, things along those lines. Let's see who's next. Ooh, It Follows. The fucking entity. Have you seen It Follows?
I have seen It Follows. That movie creeped me all the way out. I wasn't scared. I'm never scared. It's not Omega, but I was creeped out. I was heebies. You know what
So
I
it
mean?
it actually kind of reminded me of like a take on one of my favorite Denzel Washington, which was Fallen. Have you ever seen Fallen?
I don't.
Okay.
I have not.
Fallen is great because it's got Denzel Washington, it's got John Goodman, and it kind of is along the same lines, but it's a demon that is tracking that can move from person to person by touch and is always whistling a the Rolling Stone
Yes,
the
I
ro-
have. I remember it now. I
and
have.
I showed somebody that movie and I was like, pay very close attention to the beginning of this movie because the beginning gives it completely away. And then you watch the entire movie and it's like you get to the end and you're like, "Oh, no shit. Okay. Okay. I see what you did." Unfortunately, it was a commercial failure, but I think it was one of the greatest.
That's the thing. Things we were just talking about Justin Long earlier.
Yeah.
Whenever he did the Jeepers Creepers film, he was a nobody. Then he did Waiting in another film. Then he did Acceptance, and boom, he was everywhere. So sometimes it takes a little while to get a cult following.
Well, I can tell you that he is on the list. So, and then you got Soph. Serial killer. Frankenstein's monster. Sorry. It kind of looks like them at the end of the day. But yeah, you've got Frankenstein's monster. Now, what hasn't been said about Frankenstein's monster? Most people get it wrong. They call him Frankenstein. But at the end of the day, he just wanted.
Berenstein Bears. Berenstein Bears. It just goes back to that.
No, no,
EIN,
no, no.
AIN.
It's actually not a
You can't
Mandela.
convince people. It's not, but you can't convince people that that's not Frankenstein.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is Frankenstein was the doctor. Okay. No, not that doctor. Not that doctor. Trust me. Although, maybe it was an incarnation of the doctor. Anyways,
For a chance.
personally, best Frankenstein movie, Young Frankenstein.
Indeed. Indeed. 100%. Terry Garr was so hot in that movie. Oh my God.
Yeah, and the fact that
One more memorable set of titties.
the fact that nobody that a lot of people don't realize the person that played Frankenstein's monster in that turn ended up being the dad on Everybody Loves Raymond and comedy legend, so yeah.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right, who do we got next? Ooh, the mother
Yes.
lover of the millennia, Norman Bates. See,
Yes, sir.
do you feel Norman Bates is too low?
Yeah, honestly, I do. Like, just like with Jigsaw, he needs to be higher up on the list. This guy's seen so many incarnations. There's this incarnation, there's the Vince Vaughn incarnation, there's the incarnation with Freddie Highmore. That was an amazing series.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, he just that story transcends any generation.
Yeah, and funny enough, there are a lot of people on this list that were all inspired by one very specific serial killer, real life serial killer, who just happened to get a brand new Netflix show. Norman Bates, Hannibal Lecter, Leatherface, they are all, and Buffalo Bill. Yeah, the Ed Gein. If you
Ed Gein,
ever,
yeah.
yes, Ed Gein, the killer of Plainsville, the butcher of. Now, this one, I guarantee you, way too low. One of my personal favorites, one of the
100%.
most
Yeah.
underrated horror film franchises of all time. Damien Thorne, The Omen.
One of the greatest scenes from The Omen was, "It's all for you, Damien. It's all for you."
Yes. Yes.
Snap.
People talk about how The Exorcist is so scary and it's the scariest movie. Go back and put that side by side with The Omen. And The Omen outdoes it. And on top of that, Damien, if you actually follow this story, because once you get past the third film, so the second film in the series is actually Damien in prep school as a teenager, but he becomes a senator in the third movie. And yeah, you're
Yes.
talking the pure Antichrist is a senator
Yeah.
with visions of the presidency. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you had 100% proof that Barron Trump was the son of the devil, okay? And he was his iteration of the Antichrist on this planet, like aesthetic and everything. The look, you could believe looking at Barron Trump that that is the son of the devil and full on Antichrist. Like he could sell the part, even if he's not. He put it on a t shirt and make millions.
Local Illuminati was
Antichrist.
just saying that same thing before they retracted their message. So people are on the same wavelength. Now, we never got full the full closure because they had made a TV series which followed Damien's children, his daughter, and it kind of bombed. So, and then the fucking remake with Julia Stiles. I mean, as much as they tried, you cannot top the original 1970s.
It was made in a different time.
Yes. Yes. Straight up. One of
Yeah,
the
when y'all weren't pussies and needed to be protected from shit.
fun fact, one of the people, one of the big actors in the first Omen movie was trying to revitalize his career. It was Patrick Troughton. He was the second Doctor from Doctor Who. And he was in it and he got, let's just say, spiked all the way through him.
Matter of speaking.
All right. We are up to your reference earlier, the Creeper. Honestly, okay, chat.
That's based. That's based.
I think it should be lower. I mean, please,
I mean, you can say that, but you can definitely argue that there's no way it could be any higher than 24.
I don't think it could be higher. No, you're right. But I mean, literally, it's just, oh, I'm wearing regular clothes. Oh, it's at night. I'm going to spread these wings out, Oh, shit. Somebody's
And
playing the
honestly, in this,
song. Somebody's playing the song. No, is he coming? No. See?
oh shit.
Yeah, see? I mean, how scary is that? Jeepers, creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Now, I do appreciate.
Local, I want the truck though.
Oh yeah, dude, that fucking.
And this guy looks like
Oh,
John Coffey in The Green Mile that somebody AI'd Jeepers Creepers face on.
you think so?
Yeah,
I
man,
don't.
I could just see that whole. Yeah,
I don't see it.
nope.
Annabelle.
Skip, pass. Nope. Yep, she's scary as shit. Next,
Do you have a problem with Annabelle?
bro, she was in my state when the fucking dude who had her died.
Bro, okay, so I'm going to take it down so we can talk about it, but, I mean, a Raggedy Ann doll. That blew my mind when I found out that was Annabelle. I was like, you shitting me? Now, there are
Yeah.
discussions. There are discussions about how much was made up by Ed and Lorraine. Is Annabelle truly possessed? There are going to be people
You know,
that argue it.
I have more evidence. I have more evidence for the paranormal spiritually than I have for the biblical spiritually. So, I mean, granted, they got to sell some shit, so it might be capped, but I do tend to believe a lot of the shit because that Dybbuk box is a legit thing. And so if I have to believe they had that, I have to believe the other part. I have to have their kernel of truth too.
Well, according to IGN, the reason they put her here is what they're saying is it's the most unsettling movie doll this side of Chucky. Basically, even if she did nothing in the movies, but stare creepily from inside the protective glass case, she would be the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, pure nightmare fuel. Pure nightmare fuel. But the fact that she gets out of that shit is what makes it like, and that's another one of those real scenarios too. That like somebody who's known somebody who's known somebody that shit happened to. You know what I mean? So that's plausible. I know I was terrified when my kids were babies and their toys would start playing in the middle of the fucking night. First time it happened, we went to a hotel for 3 days. No bullshit.
Let's see. Images. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I am going to say which is creepier. Okay. This being the original, this right here, the actual Annabelle.
No, my daughter had one of those, so it's like, yeah.
Or the porcelain Annabelle. I personally,
That bitch.
nah. The fact that the real Annabelle is cloth like that, nah, that's creepier. Personally, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Listen, the last person to look at me with eyes like that also gave the congregation first Holy Communion. Okay, that's terrifying.
Lolcow Illuminati said that their mother has an OG one. My grandmother has one or had one as well, and she always had it like for when my cousins would come over and wanted to play dolls. And that's the only reason I knew what a Raggedy Ann doll was, because she had a Raggedy Ann and an Andy. Now, what would be fucking creepier than shit is if you had an Annabelle and then an Andy had gotten fucking possessed. Holy shit. That would have been, yeah, both
Bride of Chucky moment all over.
Yeah, except for even worse. Lego Kenobi said, didn't the real Annabelle escape? That is how the story goes. So Styx said, I was on board with the Warrens up until Lorraine Warren's OnlyFans got leaked. Then I lost interest. If Lorraine was doing...
Did you at least lock the titties in? Did you lock the titties in? It's very important that you lock the titties in. You need to know all the titties. We proved this yesterday.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, Stick, you missed it. We did guess the cleavage. You could have been here guessing titties with us. Celebrity cleavage. Ooh.
Guess who wasn't wrong?
My buddy. Do you... Lolcow Illuminati's on point tonight. You remember my buddy?
Indeed. I had one. The brown-haired.
Yeah, that came off of the whole Chucky same time frame. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only gift my grandfather was ever guilted into buying me.
Okay. Why was he guilted into buying you a doll?
Because he thought I was Baron Trump.
See, whenever I hear my buddy, all I can hear in my head is that fucking jingle from that fucking commercial. So maybe it is cursed. Maybe it is
what
cursed.
About Kid Sister?
Oh, goddamn hell tonight.
But speaking of Toys R Us, do you remember when you were little? I don't know if your parents did it. They could sign you up to get called by Jeffrey the giraffe on your birthday.
Yeah.
To remind you to stop by. You had that?
Yeah.
How long did he call you?
I think they only did it once.
I was 36 and still getting them.
The automated system was still going?
Yep, still generating the phone calls until I was 36 years old. And then when they went under, they stopped. And that was the day that I knew Jeffrey died.
Except for he was resurrected. First, Toys R Us started pop-ups within Macy's. Now they are actually opening physical stores. There is one opening in Dallas soon.
You know why? Because parents are sick of buying their kids' toys off of Amazon. And they come fucking broke already. Or you're sick of fucking going to Walmart and Target because that's the only other place you can get them.
Yeah, but the
So,
problem is if
yeah,
it's a popular toy for your kids, fucking Walmart is like sold out. And then you go to Amazon and they're back ordered for weeks. And you don't even know on fucking Amazon if you're going to get the real goddamn thing or you're going to get a fake.
you know what? They need to make it like dangerous like they used to. You remember when we were kids at like KB Toys? They
Mhm.
had the shit spinning around in the air on a fucking string with propellers. It was always made out of heavy metal. And then like you'd have like these fucking things on a trapeze doing their shit, right? There was shit in there you had to avoid or die. That's what you
Yep.
need to do. You need to go back in there, get your ass kicked for a fucking tickle me Elmo on Christmas Eve because you're a fucking retard.
Oh
Bring
yeah.
back Toy Story.
So the only memorable thing I can tell you about KB Toys, because I mean we would walk in, walk out, but KB Toys was, you're at the mall, you wanted to see toys, but they're a little overpriced. But KB Toys was where I bought my Nintendo Virtual Boy that I still have to this day, and I bought it for the same price as Nintendo's trying to sell their Google Glasses Virtual Boy that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, they were clearancing them out for 99 bucks and I was 14 and I was like, "You know what? I got 100 bucks. I'm buying it." So,
Score.
yeah.
Score.
So, next on our list, and see this one, okay, the Armitage family from Get Out. I mean, I get it, okay?
This photo makes me uncomfortable.
Well, that whole movie makes a lot of people uncomfortable, okay? Because you're talking
I
about,
imagine a whole race of people uncomfortable.
well, but it was the guy that made it, Jordan Peele, or it's Key and Peele, yeah. Michael King, Jordan Peele. He
Yeah,
was
Jordan
known
Peele.
for comedy. He was known for his comedy. Nobody expected this shit to come out.
Would have.
So,
Comedy comes from a dark place, man. Comedy don't always come from something funny. Sometimes comedy comes from a lot of pain. And you know what I mean? He paid his dues coming up in the business. This is just showing you in real time what he's had to, hurdle through in order to make it where he is. Because that's basically what this movie is a statement of,
but he's
you know what I
gone
mean,
on
the
to
oppression,
become,
the expectation.
yeah, and he's gone on to become one of the most prolific horror directors out there to this day, and
Yes.
that I will give him every single prop in the world for, because like I said, nobody expected that, and the fact of the matter is, get get out was it was mind-blowing at the time. So, let's
Yeah, the guy
see.
that the guy that brought you Saw is supposed to be teaming up with Christopher Michael or the other one from Key and Peele. Yeah, Christopher Michael Key. Yeah, that's it. And he's supposed to be teaming up with him, I heard, to relaunch the Romero zombie series.
Dude, no. No,
Right,
don't touch
right,
Romero. Oh my God. If
right.
we are going to talk zombies, I will go on a fucking spur tangent
That's
because
another show.
every
That's another
time,
show.
I know, but every time somebody tries to touch Romero, they fucking ruin it. Okay? Just saying.
Except zombies. That was dope. Call of Duty Zombies did him right. That was dope. That was a great
Well,
map. You
yeah,
got to
but I'm
admit.
saying there have been people that we'll get to there. We'll get to there. Romero's on the
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
Let's see. The Illuminati is saying, imagine if one of Jeff Dunham's dolls came to life.
Oh man, what I wouldn't give for a peanut. Oh my lord.
An
Hell yeah.
evil peanut?
Yeah. He's Omega as fuck.
I don't know. Ahmed, and Walter are my
You're never
guys.
getting on a plane. You're never getting on a plane.
Eh. War of the Worlds.
Walter, which
Skeeter.
one?
Skeeter said his favorite scary movie is War of the Worlds. Now, I'm kind of wondering which one as well, because there was the new one, there was the one with Tom Cruise, and then there's like the 50s original radio plays. Personally, War of the Worlds, it worked for its time in the 50s. I don't think it resonates with all the remakes.
Yeah, he's having a problem justifying how we're going to defeat aliens. Like I'm trying to tell him we're doomed, but like he's trying to see how we can do it. But
Nah. You know what? Will Smith had the best plan. Him and Jeff Goldblum. Independence Day is the way you take out the aliens.
okay, but we should have saw it in Independence Day that he was going to have a history of just walking up and smacking people.
Quit talking about keep my wife's name out your mouth, bitch.
Right. That was the funniest moment in comedy because I know Chris Rock come out and said it hurt, but he just like that is the look of what the fuck. Chris Rock getting slapped in the face by Will Smith is the Webster's dictionary picture of
Yeah.
what the fuck.
So we got Ghostface. All right, guys. I know, Ghostface. I mean, personally, Scream was okay. Okay, the first one was good. And you want to know why? Wes Craven. Wes Craven is the reason that the first Scream was so good.
Tara Reid's tits.
Not everything is about tits. I mean, they're nice, but damn it!
No, there's ass too.
Thoughts on Ghostface?
I don't even think he should be on the list. That's a punk bitch. Once you're in Fortnite, you're done. You ain't scary. Fuck, they made a parody of you not being scary. That's how not scary you are. Fuck off.
I mean, Scream movies versus scary movies. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of like the scary
little
movies.
Little person. I mean, scary movies definitely over top of Scream, 100%. But a little person in a ghost face mask, and then a little person in a Chucky mask. Who are you running from?
Oh, yeah. I okay.
Get this motherfucker off the screen.
All right. So let's go on to one of the greatest.
Yes.
The Candyman. Now,
He should be higher. He's top 10.
Oh man. I mean, Candyman started as an urban legend. I mean, think about how many of us old heads watching, and I'm not calling anybody old, but we all heard the Bloody Mary, you go in the bathroom, Candyman, things of that nature. I mean, Freddy Krueger, you're not going to do anything with, like, in the real world. Candyman, Bloody Mary, they were all along the lines of could this be real?
Exactly, 100%. I mean, and when you think about it, in the neighborhood, like where the movie was based, it was real in the neighborhoods. You know, the Candyman was a real thing. If somebody didn't pay up, somebody had to pay up somehow. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just one of the low key horror movies that actually address a socioeconomic problem that everybody misses and is still an amazing horror movie on its face.
Yeah. And the fact that in 2020 you could bring back the Candyman and it still have so much appeal after being gone from the cultural zeitgeist so damn long.
It's still relevant. It still resonates. There's still a drug problem. There's still a poverty problem. There's still oppression of minorities. There's still so many problems. It's still relevant. Unfortunately, I wish it could be a little more utopian, but it's not.
Yeah. Let's catch up with our beautiful chatters who are talking along with us. We got a shout out for Mars Attacks. That was a phenomenal movie. Unfortunately, the aliens did not make the list, which is surprising. I think we need to put them on the list. And we got DJ's Pike throwing out a Robert Englund. I guarantee you Freddie is on the list. Freddie is
Is my
definitely.
only Freddie. As much as I love William Haley or whatever it is, much as I love him as Rorschach and stuff, he was not Freddie.
Well, you ready for the next one? And the next one
So no,
actually kind of fucked with me a little bit. I do have a story about the next.
bet.
Samara Morgan. Okay. The Ring. Okay.
I believe all that Japanese shit. I believe it all. 100%.
So here's the deal. I was hyped for this movie. I knew nothing about the Japanese. I honestly didn't. I go to the
Yeah.
fucking theaters and like we're watching the movie and the very first part, you get through the first part, then you're at what's Naomi Campbell's sister's daughter's funeral, and she's sitting there and she goes, Rachel, I saw her face. And then they do that very first giant jump scare where they rip open the closet and the girl's just sitting there like
Yeah. Ugh.
watching the movie. You hear Rachel, I saw her face. The door rips open and the theater goes black. The fucking projector broke.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Holy fuck. You want to talk about holy shit. I was like, oh my God. Then they're trying to fix it and they tried to restart it and they started right there. So all of a sudden you just see the screen come back on. You see her face gone. And then it cuts off again.
Yeah.
And then they come in and they're like, we're going to give you guys free passes. So we come back. I go back like a couple days later because I got to see this movie. And my roommate at the time, okay, and back in the day, you could buy TVs that you could set a timer to automatically turn on because they had a real-time clock. He, while I was at the movies, set the TV to turn on to channel 3, at 4 in the morning.
This motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd have beat his ass.
Oh,
I'd have beat his ass.
I'd
have throttled him.
Pops, I wish I could have, but as you can see, I'm kind of a smaller guy. He was a big guy like you, 6'3", 6'4", bigger build.
Did he have a dresser?
What's that?
Did he have a dresser?
Yeah.
You could jump on his dresser, jump off that bitch, you will hurt.
Probably. But, It was just one of those
Give me
things.
old Benoit.
Let's see. Volcan Illuminati. Oh, wait. Dev and Missing Teeth Liz says, I hated Mars Attack. DJ Pike said Freddy Krueger is not based on a single person, but rather a combination of true events and director Wes Craven's own fears and experience.
Yes.
Lol Cal Illuminati said, Pops, did you ever check out that movie trailer I recommended? Gail, stay away from Oz.
I have not. I probably lost it in the fray. If you want to DM it to me again, I'll make sure to check it out directly after the show.
Michael Myers is, I know, on the list and coming up.
The greatest.
I think they're too high, but we're gonna go from there. Local Illuminati said the first Ring was better than the others. I tend to agree. I
Yeah.
think the third one, Rings, while I was hyped for it, it was too late. Okay. You cannot bring the world of the Ring into the digital era without
No.
way more story build.
Yeah.
And the
Because
second,
theoretically, once it's on the internet, it's over for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and the Ring 2 delved way too much into the lore around Samara, and it seriously got lost in its own sauce.
yeah, fuck the backstory. Just make the bitch scary. That's enough.
Death himself, Final
Yes.
Destination. I haven't seen the
He is
new
a
one.
creative fuck.
I haven't seen the new one. Okay. For those of you that have, what would you rate the new version of Final Destination? Because I saw the trailer and it looked
What does Rotten
wild.
Tomatoes say?
What's that?
What does Rotten Tomatoes say?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I do know that let's see, Final Destination 20 Bloodlines, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes is actually giving it a 92% fresh. So,
That's worth a watch.
And the video or the popcorn meter, which is all us viewers, they are giving it an 86%.
Oh, that's date night.
So maybe I do need to go watch it.
There's a Netflix and chill in my future. Promise.
Well, it would be a Max and chill at this point, so but
True. Got that too. So.
Well, no, that's where it's streaming right now. I don't know. The first couple Final Destinations were cool. The whole plane and how it kept tying back in. What drew me to this one was it was supposed to tie into all of them. Kind of like American Horror Story Apocalypse was supposed to basically cover the first 10 seasons of American Horror Story, and it just kind of
ended up being Coven.
But that's what you get when you put the guy that made Glee when he makes horror shows. He did great at first, but anyways,
but in the final destination before this next iteration, did you not trip yourself out when you found out that it was technically a prequel?
I knew it was a prequel going in.
I did not know.
Yeah, I followed that one because there had been pardon me, there had been so much time between that one and the last one. So, and man, Illuminati must be reading my mind because they were like, Poltergeist better be in there. Guess what? Number 17. So, number 17,
This
the
was my
Poltergeist.
Samara.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, this was
just
the
the
first.
little girl going, they're here.
Uh
Yeah.
huh. Yeah, yeah. Who, bitch? Who
Yeah.
the fuck's here? I want names.
Now, the next one's going to be a little controversial, but I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know this movie, but for those that don't, okay, this is a scene from the
Ah,
classic Misery. It is a Stephen King um move novel, and that is God, Kathy Bates and James Caan. Okay. If you
yes.
have never seen anybody get what the fuck is that pledged? I think that's the correct word I'm thinking of. But basically, Kathy Bates kidnaps this motherfucker because she's obsessed with him. He's a writer.
He had a car accident. He had a car accident near her house, and it just so happened that that was the worst place to have a car accident.
Yeah, because she kidnaps him. Hobbled. She hobbled him.
Hobbled. Yes, yes. You know, to bring it up to speed for some people who might not be familiar with Stephen King's literary works or this specific movie, there is a meme of a lady who goes into places and screams about a cockadoodie book, and well, she's literally imitating this character. So if you found that at all entertaining or want to know what it's about, watch this movie.
Yeah, and basically to hobble somebody, she took a 4x4, stuck it in between his 2 feet, tied both of the feet to the block, and slammed the side of his foot with the sledgehammer on both sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's two whacks.
Mhm.
That's not one whack on the board that broke both ankles. Oh no, it was one, and then he knew she was going to do the other. So there's all that pent up knowing it's going to happen. And as you see, he can't do shit.
Yeah, but Illuminati brought out a good point. All she wanted was for him to finish the book. Kind of like all of us Game of Thrones fans. Finish the
Well, he
goddamn
killed her.
book.
He did. He killed her, and she didn't like that.
Well,
And that's how he got away.
DJ's Pike said, "What do you think of the Long Walk movie?" I don't think I've seen that
Never seen
one.
it.
The Long Walk, but it sounds familiar.
Like when
Oh,
I
ooh. Cooper
let me see. Let me
Huffman.
see.
It's here. I'll bring up the Wikipedia real quick.
Okay.
So it's a 2025 dystopian survival thriller film.
Stephen King. I
Yeah,
see
it's
the Stephen
based
King.
on the 79 novel of the same name. I am going to have to check this one out. Don't give me spoilers, but I
Yeah.
see it's got Mark Hamill in it.
Okay, Illuminati. Should I audiobook this first, or should I just go ahead and watch it?
That's a good question. Oh man, Illuminati's a wrestling
Watch ten
fan
four.
too. I love the reference. I love the reference. Eat your heart out, Cody Rhodes. Oh man. Okay, let's see who is next on the list. I'll tell you, Stephen King horror movies are great. One of the
Yeah.
most underrated, believe it or not, is actually one of the mini series that was done. And it's one of the hardest to find it for the longest time on physical media. It is streaming, I believe, now on Hulu, but Rose Red. Rose Red.
Yes.
Everybody talks about Storm of the
TV
Century.
movie, one of the last TV movies.
Yeah, but everybody talks about Storm of the Century being so good, and it is. But when you're playing off the Winchester Mystery House and things of that nature with Rose Red, and yes, I know I've got to stop saying things of that nature, and I say it all the time. Watch Stand. Yes. Okay. The Stand is good. The original was
Is better.
if you compare it to the Paramount Plus version of The Stand, the Paramount Plus version is, oh my God, so much closer to the books than the original.
Yeah.
But I have seen both, and both are phenomenal in their own special ways.
In their own capacity. You're actually getting two different stories for the price of about 8 hours of your life. So enjoy that.
Okay.
But fun fact, we almost did not get Stephen King. Do you know this? And this has nothing to do with about the fact that he got hit by a car. He
Okay.
had almost given up. His wife had started working full time. He had almost given up. She came home from work and he was taking a nap, and she went in his office to clean up, and she read one page that he had crumpled up and thrown away. She went in, woke him up, and said, "This is the book you're going to write." He wrote it. Do you know what that book was?
Which one?
Carrie.
Okay. So
And it went on from there.
I'm being told I need to show the trailer for The Long Walk. And
We got time. We got 15 guys left. We're only halfway through.
Oh, I think we got time. Let's take
Okay, run it.
Yeah, let's take a look at the trailer real quick.
We really should do a trailer show someday. We love movies.
Oh yeah. One's in the chat if you think we should do a dedicated movie episode. I mean, like I wish we could do lolcow movie review, but TOS can be a bitch. So
Siskel and Ebert were based as fuck.
dude, I mean, fucking, what is it? Ebert kept on. Which one kept on after he lost his complete voice?
Gene Siskel carried on until
Siskel
near
did.
his death. And Ebert, what he ended up getting was jaw cancer, and they had to remove his lower jaw. So he has like this floppy vagina hanging underneath his nose.
All right.
It's creepy. It's creepy because when he talks, it just kind of flaps like an elephant lip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
like,
get it. So
Flemmy.
let's at least give it a premise. Let's see. It's 2 minutes, but I think we can. There's enough discussion points here for TOS. Let's get rid of the audio real quick. I am going to.
It's Lionsgate. It's Stephen King. It's amazing. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, for me, just vibes already. I'm getting 50s vibes. I'm getting the South, but I do know it's set in an alternative
1921.
1970s. Oh, no, we can't.
You know what? It kind of gives me the feel of like where the Mist took place. You know what I mean?
Well, they're all kind of set around the same area.
Bangor, Maine.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Let me see if it's still got music.
Everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera. Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control.
They got their own blend.
They're all young.
Yo, it's Denmark. It's Denmark.
What?
Look.
Yeah. I could see that. It's looking pretty good so far. I mean, the military tanks and them all being forced to walk down this road surrounded by gun wielding men. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Cops are there.
I wonder if these are like defectors from like the Vietnam War, being like it's an alternate 1970s.
You know, wait, let's go back here. Let's see.
That motherfucker foaming at the mouth, man. What the fuck?
Man.
No finish line.
So, in other
Illuminati needs
words,
another
you
Megatron.
just keep walking. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
Simple premise, but god damn.
yeah, but there's no finish line. You walk until you're dead.
Bro, but this feels like a lot of voids for people, man. Like this is like it has a Walking Dead feel to it, even though you haven't seen the zombies, because it's just always walking, walking. You know, you got all this weird shit happening. They're falling down. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, classic Stephen King. Just setting up so many psychological angles for you to get fucked up over.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'll tell you this, Stephen King has done a whole range of works. One of as a teenager. So, I have really and truly through three favorite authors. So, and believe it or not, they have become some of their works have become some of the biggest movies ever. My three favorite are Stephen King, Michael Crichton, and Thomas Harris. Now, for those of you that may not know, you know who Stephen King is. Michael Crichton, if you don't know, if only Stephen King would release Pink Floyd The Wall. Holy shit. Sorry, that derailed me. But
Yeah.
Illuminati said that about, Stephen King. That would be fucking
I mean,
wild.
that'd be a good last hurrah for him because let's face it, Stephen King's about to be wrapping it up, folks.
Yeah, but Michael Crichton is best known for not only being the writer of, let's see if I get all these right, Congo, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, The Andromedan
After,
Strain,
yeah,
Sphere, The Terminal Man, Timeline. Let's see. He was the co-writer of Twister and co-producer and writer of ER.
yes, the whole series,
Yep.
which was an amazing series. Don't get confused by the one from the 70s that looks like some Flintstone shit with Elliot Gould. That was a comedy show. It was butt. The one you're talking about is George Clooney, Noah Wiley,
Yes.
John Stamos, all them, you know,
The one thing that always
Omegas.
upset me about Michael Crichton's books is the fact that my absolute favorite, which was Airframe, was never turned into a movie. And I swear to God that it should have been. The problem was, from what I've heard, they were negotiating rights to make it into a movie, and then 9/11. And because Airframe is all about a plane crash and things of that and reconstructing of that plane crash, it was a little too sensitive for the time. And then Thomas Harris is the guy that wrote all of the Hannibal. I read those as
Do
a
you know
teenager.
that after 9/11, that you remember when Redbox and Blockbuster Video had the rental boxes?
Yeah.
Well, they actually pulled all the movies like Airplane, even though it was a comedy. They pulled all those out of those machines because, you know, flight scare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what about that movie? Who was it? Muriel Hemingway, maybe. The plane that flew to Hawaii and the roof ripped off halfway there, or Alive with Ethan Hawke. You
That
know,
one
those
is,
stayed in there.
yeah, but those are somewhat classics. All right. Let us, so just so you know, Belushi and Dobra are having a nice little chat in our chat. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, Illuminati's yelling, shouting out some of the better Stephen Kings. You got The Mist, The Fog, Thinner, Pet Cemetery, It. Yes, we,
Clarification on Pet Cemetery. Which one?
the original, of course.
Well, of course, but I mean, Illuminati might just like shoot himself in the foot right here.
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say first.
Good boy.
Yeah. All right. So next on our list is Chucky. All right. We may have to speed run a few of these, but we've got, who the hell is called? 2 seconds.
Bet. But as long as it's old Chucky, we're fine. New Chucky, fuck that shit.
You never, okay, so that was an alpha move. You always answer when mom calls.
Oh,
So
100%. You don't answer when mom calls, you're beta as fuck.
I was like, I can't talk streaming. She's like, okay, call me when you're done. I was like, 30 minutes. Okay, I got questions. Okay. It's the youngest.
The other rule is if your dad calls, you miss the call and then call him right back because you want him to think you were busy doing some shit. You had your hands in some shit. So,
Oh, no, that's
yeah,
what he does to me all the time.
that's the fucking Omega thing to do.
True. Devan Ann's missing teeth, Liz said it with John Ritter for the win. Of course, you cannot say that the new It is better than the
Without
original
John Ritter.
miniseries with John
Nope.
Ritter and Tim Curry, which, by the way, it's going to be a sad day, but I know I'm getting myself ready that Dr. Frankenfurter is not going to be around much. Is not looking well. So they just
And
did
you
the.
know, purple is his management still parades him out there, to hit the catchphrases because they're still looking to get their payday as long as he's alive. Tim Curry doesn't need fucking money. Tim Curry's goaded. He's got money. He's got all that.
I know, but
And,
he personally wanted to be out for the 50th anniversary of Rocky Horror, which
oh yeah.
I don't blame him. Rocky Horror, it's not a horror movie, but damn it, it is one of the greatest musicals you will ever see.
Yeah, if he can't show, if Tim Curry could not have been there and he's alive, you don't show that movie.
Yeah.
The rock and roll transvestite is the one who sold that movie. And there was a lot of all-star cast in there. But man, Tim Curry and fishnets brings people to the theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's my take on Chucky, and it's kind of the same take I have for Freddy. I love Freddy Krueger, okay? But just like Chucky, I feel like Chucky became more of a comedy than it was horror. After the first movie was horror. The second movie was horror. But as they kept going, they shifted into this hard comedy, horror comedy side. And I mean, you could say the same thing about the Nightmare on Elm Street series, but they've tried to pivot back to the Chucky horror side with the Chucky TV series, and they're doing a good job. It's just I feel like there's a lot of people that honestly, you know, are like, because now they're introducing different worlds, different visions. It gets so convoluted.
Child's Play is ingrained into pop culture though, because how many shows like Lucifer and even in the supernatural blooper tracks have you seen somebody do the ate do dem? You know what I mean? It's ingrained. It's a part of the lexicon.
Yeah. And, throwing it out there, we already got somebody spoiling my little tidbit of knowledge, but yes, Michael Myers is coming. Okay, so we've got Reagan or Pazuzu from The Exorcist. You've already heard my thoughts. I think Damien should be higher. I think Damien should be right around here. The
Yeah.
Exorcist was innovative for its time, but I personally, I kind of feel like Pazuzu, is not as iconic as some of.
No, no. And also, she caused quite the bit of controversy when she showed Catholics what else they can do with their crucifix.
Well, and I think that was more what was scary about it was the commentary on the Catholic Church and exorcism.
Yes.
Here's Johnny. I mean,
You know what? I don't see him as really scary. I just see him as a sad, delusional man who finally lost touch with reality. And I'm glad his family escaped.
yeah, but it was the ghosts. The ghosts of the hotel is already and you notice how a lot of Stephen King's movies and series revolve around writers. Writers. They're all, I mean, even some of the ones that haven't been turned into major motion pictures. Like one of my favorite by Stephen King was a story called Bag of Bones. And
Yes.
and he was a writer, so yeah,
They all are so often. But for him, the ghost played to his ego. You know what I mean? But then once he succumbed to the ego driven images that they were showing him, like the girl in the bathtub, she was hot.
I
And
remember
we all have experienced that, have we not, gentlemen? Yes, yes, yeah, thought so.
I remember the first time they were because remember they took that scene out for a long time.
Yeah, yeah,
And they restored it in the mid to late 90s. And it was just
yeah.
like, damn. So, okay. Now we're getting into some good stuff here. John Carpenter. You cannot go wrong with John Carpenter. I mean, we wouldn't have Halloween, we wouldn't have Michael Myers without John Carpenter. And then you've got The Thing. Oh my God. Who do you think was the Thing at the end, or do you think they were both human?
Oh, I think they were both human. 100%. 100%. I mean, this film paved the way for things like Mimic. You remember Mimic?
Yeah, I do.
And things like that. And yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I could be persuaded either way, but if I had to be asked to put on the spot, which I was, I'd say they were both human.
Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell was, honestly.
Oh yeah.
He was. They weren't both human.
Oh,
So,
okay.
sorry, I gotta put some more soda in my cup. All right, let's see. Whoa. All right. We had this conversation the other night. Tech
Not even on the list.
Protect does not believe a giant shark is a horror icon. I think, yeah, Kurt Russell, the dude from Tango and Cash. I think Jaws
In
should
Big
be.
Trouble in Little China,
Yeah.
an omega fucking movie.
Oh, dude, Kurt Russell is a fucking badass in everything he's in. I mean, hell, Overboard.
Okay, he's gone from Santa Claus to an entire fucking planet. Okay, a celestial goddamn being. All right,
True. True.
and he's also done a Tarantino flick.
Yeah. I I don't know. Jaws was such a good movie for its time, but to put it as one of the most alpha, you know, one of the most alpha horror movies, I don't know about that one. That one's kind of hard
Oh,
for
you're
me.
right. For the age, if we're talking about the age that it was made, you got to think of the time that it was, because that's when you're coming out of the 60s, coming into the 70s. People were hitting the beach more. You had the whole Beach Boy movement, the whole surfboard culture started picking up, and people were looking for salt water. So, yeah, what can we do? Let's make them fucking terrified.
Well, that and the fact that we were dealing with shark attack hysteria because there had been more shark attacks per capita and per year in the previous 3 years than had been in the past 15 to 20.
I mean, and
So,
let's be honest, the only good Jaws movies were one and two. Three was fucking weird in the Bahamas with his mom and the whole camera bomb thing. He's just stupid.
okay, hardworking cat Dobra is saying, the real effects works. I get it. I get it. Yes, the animatronics were phenomenal for the time frame. But you go less than 5 years later, they're already on the third film, and the big piece of that one was it was in 3D. But it was set in SeaWorld.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Sea
I
World.
get okay,
That's a horror story in and of itself.
to Dobra's point, suspense, thrilling, yes, but I've never really gotten into that. Oh my god, I got that feeling of dread and anxiety from Jaws. I've gotten it from other movies, just not from Jaws.
Yeah, I've been broke. I've been bumped into by a shark at the beach. Now, granted, it wasn't a massive great white shark. It was. I'm pretty sure it was either a nurse shark or a small bull shark. But I mean, don't trip, man. He didn't bite you. It bumped you. Pay attention. If it goes coming back, club that motherfucker.
All right, so let's speed run because we've got about 20 minutes left and then the chubbies are going to go on, but we're down to the top 10. This is, according to IGN last year, the top 10 best horror villains. I call cap on some of these. All right,
I
zombies.
call cap on this one immediately, and I'm a zombies guy because I mean that's a
Well,
whole thing, not a particular.
okay, but we wouldn't, if it wasn't for George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, we wouldn't have the entire Of the Dead series. You wouldn't have Walking Dead. You wouldn't have films like 28 Days, 28 Weeks, and 28 Years Later. You wouldn't have, this whole genre of zombie fighting. You wouldn't have Call of Duty Zombies. Hell, you wouldn't have kids that to this day probably have never seen a zombie movie in all their life, but they know to go for the head.
Right, 100%. And fun fact, this particular scene right here was filmed about a mile away from the Kecksburg UFO
Yes.
landing site.
Yes, wasn't.
Because this whole movie was filmed in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't the entire thing there?
If you watch the original movie, you can actually see real broadcast news
Thinking that
from
it was
actual
real.
news broadcasters. No. It was news broadcasters for the movie. The news broadcasters you see in the movie were news broadcasters that they used from the
Ooh.
area to, and they're like when they're saying McKeesport and Dunbar and like they're literally that's the news that they report every day.
I gotta throw it out to Dobro real quick. I mean, honestly, that the fact that you know about White Zombie, okay? I'm a big
Yeah.
horror film buff. Not many people know about White Zombie. So, shout out to you. Holy shit. I
1965. Yeah.
yeah, different White Zombie. Different White Zombie. It's a movie from 1932.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, Bela Lugosi, the goat, the goat. Although there is still debate to this day if who played a better Dracula, Lugosi or oh my god, the
Gary
dude.
Oldman.
No, not Gary Oldman. The dude that played
Oh,
fucking
that's my
Count
answer.
Dooku in he was in all the
Oh,
Hammer
fucking
films.
Saruman. Fucking
Yeah, yeah,
Saruman. What the fuck is
he
his name?
was Dracula for all the Hammer films.
Yeah, he's one of those knighted motherfuckers too,
Christopher
like
Lee,
Sir something.
thank you, Devin Missing
Yeah,
Teeth.
Sir Christopher Lee. That's it.
Yes, I personally think Christopher Lee did it better, but Lugosi is widely credited as the best Dracula. I like the Hammer film, but
I will give you that they are the best Count Dracula, but the best Dracula goes to Gary Oldman. That is a man of many talents, accents, uh, amazing character.
yeah, you do have a point there. I mean, Gary Oldman always gonna be. Whenever he pops up, I'm like, what the fuck is Gary Oldman doing here? Because he's like Belushi, a fucking chameleon.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
All
At least
right,
he's not leaking no DMs.
yeah, exactly. All right, so real quick, we've got Pennywise. We have talked about it, but again, I personally, you put the two side by side, I'm gonna go Tim Curry every day of the week. Every fucking
Yeah,
day of the week. I'm sorry. I appreciate Bill Skarsgård, but there was just too much CG. And while the miniseries deviated, there's no beat. There really is.
no, there isn't. There isn't. Well, how do you
Oh,
beat a miniseries that tells a whole story over 3 episodes? You know what I mean? 2 hours at a clip.
you got any feelings on the Cenobites?
Honestly, like I have no real feeling because this is when my dad really started getting me into like horror, like Dario Argento, stuff like that. So, and I really didn't pay attention to these as a kid. He's like, you got to go back and rewatch them. Now, a lot of the stuff I find funny, which concerns me because I think I might be too dark for my own good.
I so when the new movies came out, I
Yeah.
I made my kids watch it with me, my boys. And I was like, all right. And honestly, Pinhead and the lore behind the Cenobites has always been like, okay, okay, you're out here for pleasure, but your pleasure is torture. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yes.
are
Uh,
wild. Okay.
what was that movie from the 90s? They were essentially aliens, but they like hovered around the city wearing black jackets and fedoras, and like they'd reset everything. Not the Adjustment Bureau. It was I don't remember the name of that movie, but it was crazy.
All right. I'll have to look it up. I don't know.
Dark City.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Captain Koala is asking, how do I report mod abuse? Hey, who is mod abusing you? Because that is not good. But
No.
yeah, just get with. Oh, you would have to take that up. If it's something going on, bring it to the mods in the Discord if you're in the Discord. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, we don't. They are the ones to take care of it. I can't physically, but mod mail in the Discord if you're in there. If not, just let us know what show it was on and I'll pass it along. And what happened. So okay. Okay. So okay. Oh, in bus chat
Yeah, we know
every
about
day.
mod abuse. We couldn't catch a redirect if we fucking jumped on it.
We got a redirect today. Glammy got it over
Oh
to us.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh what? Like 2? It's a Glammy.
No, she had close to 100. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's not-
Well, and I appreciate the 10 people that are still here watching. We're gonna get through
18.
this. We got about 15 minutes left. Okay, let's talk about Anthony Hopkins. Let's talk about fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Deserving.
Most people only have seen the movie, but the books
Yeah.
are so good. I was very,
Yes.
very disappointed with Hannibal, which was the sequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
And the book is so deep and graphic, and they literally skipped over certain parts that actually made sense, and it kind of ruined the movie because you totally lose half the plot in there. So
And and the thing about Hannibal Lecter is he's real. You know what I mean? He could be real. It's some shit that could happen. This world's fucked up.
I mean, do we
But Red Dragon is one of my favorites in the lineage.
now, have you seen the alternative version of Red Dragon?
I may have I sold my DVDs. So
1980s, it was a movie called Manhunter. It was the first time they tried to adapt any of Thomas Harris's novels, specifically Red Dragon, into a movie.
Is it like the first Captain America that wasn't Chris Evans?
Kind of, yeah. So,
Pass.
all right, so we've got Leatherface. See, I'm not the only one that knows Manhunter. Yes, I thought I was like the only one. Jeez.
You know what? A lot of our chat's showing that they were also latchkey kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, $20 for a pizza, a 2 liter in a
mean,
movie. Shut up! Don't call me.
so my parents were straight up cinephiles. Like we had back in the early 90s, we had cable. We had all the fucking movie channels, even when it was just 4. And they were super expensive before the blocks of movie channels. And to this day, my mother will not get rid of her direct TV because she'll lose all her movie channels.
Listen, that's why I held on to my cable for so long. I had so many movies downloaded on there, shit that you can't find, like Lady Hawk and Legend and things of that ilk. And yeah. Eventually, I got rid of it. It hurt, but then I realized I could find it.
So we got Leatherface. Do we really need to dwell on Leatherface? I mean,
No,
Texas
he's in it.
Chainsaw
He's top
Massacre.
10.
Do I need to say anything else? No.
No,
Blockbuster 5 for
all,
5? Hell yeah.
all of them, even the new ones. You know, the remakes. They're all great.
There you go, Dobra. There's your Lugosi. So we are down to the last 10 minutes and we are down to the top 5. All right. You know, the funny part is one night on Nerds, we were doing like a Mystery Science Theater 3000, but we were using public domain movies. And there was a comedy movie kind of along the lines of the Three Stooges, but it was these other guys. And Bela Lugosi played the housekeeper. I think it was like the 8-man or something like that. And it was just so funny because he's always going to be, no matter how he talks, because of where he's from, he's always going to be Dracula. He's always going to be talking with that Dracula voice. All right. One of my favorites. Yes.
The Xenomorphs.
Oh, the fucking Xenomorphs. I mean, how can you say... No, it wasn't Abbott and Costello. I'll have to look it up. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, we've already discussed this as a trauma trigger for me.
Okay, so I will say the
Do you want me sitting here thinking of my dad's balls? No, please don't.
I mean, a real alpha
I
blocks
miss
that
him,
shit
but not
out.
that much.
No, Alien franchise, fucking goated. I mean, to go from an egg
Untouchable
to a face sucker to a fucking chest burster. I mean, the fact that
forced abortion, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hey, it's just woo. Jason, what can you say about Jason that hasn't been said already?
Bro, if you can't find an iteration of Jason Voorhees that you like, go fuck yourself. I mean, they even gave you WWE Attitude Era and Jason X. Okay, when they made him like, you know, the 1, 2, 3 kid, you know, or Max Moon or whatever the fuck they called him. But yeah, you got Space Jason.
Okay, we got 2 left. Y'all know which 2 are left. So, do you think? Yes, right? Unfortunately, DJ's Pike. Unfortunately, Art did not make the list. I don't know why IGN didn't put them.
Which further iterates who made this list as a fucking idiot.
So, the unstoppable Jason Takes Manhattan. Oh my God, that movie was fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro, when he kicked that dude's boombox and it just like shatters everywhere.
Exactly. Okay. Who's number 2? Who's number 1? You got Freddy. You got Michael Myers. Sup, Blake?
I bet you Freddy's going to be number 1 because everybody says he gets you in your dreams.
Okay. Well, we can say, anybody else? Who's voting? 1's if you think Freddy is number 1. 2's if you think Michael Myers is number 1. Blake saying Myers has to be number 1.
Okay, so we got a 2.
All right. We got
2, 2, 1, 1.
Ooh, I see some 1s and I see some
3
2s.
and 2.
Well, I'll be honest. It didn't surprise me, but Freddy is number 2. Michael Myers is number 1. Okay. So
I fucking told you because I'm the Omega.
Well, okay. I mean, but truly, how scary can somebody be wearing a William Shatner mask? Apparently pretty fucking scary. So, for those of you that don't know, this right here
is Captain Kirk.
Is a fucking William Shatner mask that they painted white because they needed a mask for Michael Myers at the time of filming, and that's all they could get their hands on quickly. I know all of you guys know that, but damn it, I mean, how fucking based is that? William Shatner becomes fucking one of the most iconic horror villains ever.
So William Shatner is the greatest horror villain. Captain Kirk is the greatest horror villain ever.
So
Let that sink in.
Blake's asking what my top 5 horror movies are. Bro, we've actually been through it. We were here all day doing it. But yeah, there's a lot, but The Omen is number 1. Honestly. He's throwing out Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, The Exorcist. See, and we had a whole discussion about Exorcist to me is not scary. I think you put The Omen up against The Exorcist and The Exorcist wins. Or I'm sorry, The Omen wins. Now, personally, a few others that didn't make the list. Sinister, okay? Those fucking movies are crazy.
Yes.
We had
Chud.
Chud.
You remember? You don't remember Chud?
Oh.
Oh, we'll have to look that up. That's a B-rated one, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Now, the 3 movies that that scare me the most are Steel Magnolias, Titanic, and what's that one with Macaulay Culkin in it with the glasses?
My Girl?
Yeah, that one. Absolutely terrified. Every time my wife brings that up, I just know hell's about to rain on earth.
Why? Because it's a chick
You ever had
flick?
to sit there as movies with a woman? No, not so much as it's a chick flick.
But okay. The one thing about My Girl,
When they know every word and you can't hear the fucking movie.
But the movie is about the kid dies. The kid dies at the end.
I'm allergic to bees. I don't give a fuck.
Ooh. Old Cow Illuminati called out a good one, a forgotten classic with Macaulay Culkin, The Good Son. Holy fuck.
100%. Elijah Wood.
Was a mind bender.
Great. Yeah, bro. I mean, it was kind of like the first iteration of Orphan that you got. You know what I mean?
So one that I will call out that goes under the radar that fucked me up as a kid and was Arachnophobia. Now, as an adult, you watch that movie now and you realize it's a fucking comedy horror. It really is. It's fucking hilarious. John Goodman as the exterminator, the big giant spider in the barn. But as a kid,
Look at these bugs.
Fuck those spiders. Fuck them all to hell. Get the fuck out.
All the way. 100%. Like, I don't fuck with spiders either like that. I mean, little spiders cool, but like once you start hitting tarantula level and like you could start, doing damage, no.
I mean, I'd rather see a tarantula out in the yard than walking out to the giant banana spiders that I walk into in the spring around here, which are golden weaver spiders. But anyways, Pops.
What about our troops in the Middle East? The big ass camel spiders.
Those are pretty wild too, but yeah. Unfortunately, it was a good talk, but we got to get you guys over to Chubby's. So, Pops, say your outro, sir.
Play my music.
Yeah, I didn't have your music queued up again. Sorry, my bad. You can be mad at me. Just please at least stay and he's gone. Damn it. All right, guys. Let's get you over to Chubby. Thank you for joining today. Thanks for the great discussion. We appreciate every single one of you for sticking around for our alpha serial killers and horror movies. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.